Alright, so today I'm gonna be breaking down exactly how I make over $3,000 per day. Some days we make more, some days we make less. On average, it's about 3,000 bucks per day, with only working 2 hours per day. Okay. Truthfully, I work a bit more. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But if I wanted to, I could technically work an hour or two every single day, even less throughout the week. I could work like 2 hours per week if I wanted to. Okay. I'm just a bit crazy in the head. Not crazy, but I enjoy working. I like building businesses and stuff like that. So I actually enjoy being in the trenches. But I'll essentially give you guys a breakdown of how I'm able to work and how I'm able to make so much money without actually having to work too much. And it's all about building teams. Now, quick warning. And by the way, this video is going to be kind of long. So if you have the attention span of a TikTok user and you don't want to watch something that can change your life and make you passive income, essentially, then by all means, go back to TikTok or whatever the hell you were doing. But for those who are serious, quick warning, okay? This whole me working 2 hours per day, okay, it did not happen. It's the first time. Overnight, okay? It does not happen overnight. The amount of people that come to me with full-time jobs, full-time college student, and they're like, I want to build a business where I put a couple of people, I put a couple of systems in place, and it spits me money and it makes me money on autopilot in the background while I focus on something else. It's not possible. It is not going to happen. It might happen for some of you guys. If you're really talented, you know what to do, you already have the team, a bunch of money saved up, maybe, okay? But for 99% of people watching this, including myself, okay, when I started out, this will not happen overnight. Just to give you a reality check and show you what my calendar used to look like 1 year ago from today, okay? 1 year ago, I was not making this much money. Okay, I have everything prepared. So this here is my calendar for this week, my personal calendar. Okay, so as you can see, Oliver at Growth Solutions, that's my company, that's my name. Where it says busy, it's because I'm busy working. All right, I have calls with my teams and stuff like that. As you can see, I don't have anything scheduled. Okay, I don't do anything. Monday, team calls, and then Wednesday, Friday, I have calls with other people in the company. All right, so that's why I say I could technically basically not work. All I do is hop on meetings and just make sure everything is running smoothly. But this, again, did not happen overnight. If you look at my calendar, May, okay, at the time of recording this, it's May 29th. And I pulled up my calendar, the same one right here that you're seeing, but 1 year ago. Okay, so 24, here we have 23. So Monday, so it was a Monday, I had a call at 12 o'clock until 8 p.m. And this is when I had calls, by the way. And it does not mean if I'm not on a call, it means I'm relaxing and taking a break. I have to work on the business, on growing the business in between those hours. So if someone no-showed, or most of the time it would be in the mornings. As you can see, my mornings are always blocked off. That was to work on the actual growing of the business and not working in the business, but on the business. You probably heard that before, okay? As you can see, this was 1 year ago. Every single day, and I can even go back, look, every day, fully packed back-to-back calls. I was grinding, I was working super, super hard. Okay, if you've watched one of my videos, or one of my job postings that I did recently, I told people who were applying that we kind of work in a toxic environment. And when I said that, I didn't mean it in a way of like work, it's like a dictatorship or something. It's just, this is what's required to build something that's amazing, to make a bunch of money, especially if you want to build a business that runs passively on its own. Okay, so again, quick warning, if you're starting this business and you're a full-time student, full-time, like 9 to 5 or whatever, and you expect this to be something you can easily build that runs on its back, like on the background, sorry, it's not the reality. And as you can see, this is my last calendar. This is today's calendar, but with my teams. Okay, so as you can see, it's a lot more busier. This is my personal calendar, and this is my team's calendar. And again, same day, May 29th. All right, so this is at the time of the recording. This is not screenshot. This is my actual calendar. As you can see, last week, it's every single week. Okay, we do not stop. Okay, so how did I build a team that can basically do everything that I was doing back in the day, and even at a greater scale, so I can make even more money. The concept is very simple. Now let's see if I know how to erase this. This is me trying to be fancy with a whiteboard. In business, in a service-based business, okay, which is what I recommend everyone to do if it's your first business and you don't have a bunch of money saved up, because you can essentially sell your time, which all of us at the beginning have a bunch. We all have a bunch of time, but we don't have a bunch of money. All right, so that's the only thing we can leverage is our time. That's why you work per hour. That's why people are typically paid, $10 an hour, because you get paid for the time that you put in. In business, what I explained is that there's 3 main departments. Okay, there's A, S, and F. A stands for acquisition. Okay, acquisition means how am I going to acquire clients? Now this can be ads, it can be cold outreach, or it can be organic, like content and stuff like that, already content. Okay, and there's obviously more ways to do it, but here's just a few examples, okay? So one department is for acquisition, which for most of you guys, you're doing at the beginning. So if you sell a service, you have to go in front of potential clients. So you might be cold calling, sending DMs, sending cold emails, running ads, or making YouTube videos like I am. S is for sales. So this is taking calls. Okay, all right, calls. And then F is for fulfillment. So doing the work. Okay, so all right, service. So whatever you're selling to your clients. Again, for those who are new, I basically help people with their agencies. So we do marketing agencies. That's what I am very good at. That's how I started. That's how I made my first money online. So now I teach people how to replicate what I was able to do back in the day, well, like a year ago. So in this case, if you were to follow my guidance, it would be marketing service. So like running Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok, any lead generation, helping people acquire more clients and make more money with their businesses. Okay. As you can see, this business model has 3 departments. Acquisition. So how do we get people to book calls with us, basically? How do we get people interested and let them find out about us, our product, our service, our company? Once you get those people interested, you book them in the calendar. Okay? Once you book them in the calendar, someone has to take the calls. So there's the sales part of the business. And then once they pay, and you start working with them, then you have to offer the service, do the service delivery. Now, at the beginning, the reason why you cannot start a business and outsource everything from day one is because you need all 3 things completely outsourced and done by other people. All right, let's say ads, you could technically set up the ads once and it would work on its own and you don't have to touch them again. But obviously when you increase ad spend or just in general, ads need to be refreshed and reworked over time. So someone has to be doing this. The calls, obviously someone has to be on the calls to take them, and service, you have to work with your clients, you have to fulfill on them. So very simply, the way I was able to outsource myself is by hiring at least one person that can take care of each department for me. So technically speaking, I could have 3 employees and be fully removed from the process, because one person will take care of my acquisition, one person will take care of my sales, so he'll be taking the calls for me. So this guy, he sets up the ads, he makes sure the ads are running well, and he gets me this fully packed calendar. Now that my calendar is packed and there's a bunch of calls of people who are interested to work with me, what happens? Someone has to take the calls. So then the next thing is you hire a salesperson, so someone to take these calls. And then from there, once the person on the call, so the salesperson, once he closes them and he gets paid for our services, which by the way, we always want to charge high ticket, so like $2,000-3,000 per month, ideally, more or less. From there, someone has to do the service. So you hire one person that can do the service. Now, the complicated part is one, finding the right people. That is the hardest thing, okay? It's easy to outsource, but it's hard to find the right people, especially if you're just starting out. Because ask yourself, why would a talented salesperson work with like a company that's just starting out, that's making less than 10 grand a month? If a company makes 10 grand a month, his commissions, a typical commission payout structure for a closer is like 10, 15%. So if he gets 10% of 10,000, do you think that's something that's exciting to him? That he's, oh, I'm going to make $1,000 per month by working with you. Or do you think he's more likely to work with someone like me who's making over 100,000, where when he makes a 10, 15%, he makes 10 to 15 grand per month? That's a lot more interesting. Okay, that's the hard part of when you start a business and transitioning towards this 2-hour work week. Okay, it's finding the people as you scale. That is why at the beginning, you will do all of these things. It sucks, but that's how you have to build a business. So you're going to cold outreach, most likely, pick up the phone, call a bunch of people. Once you book an appointment, you take the call, you close them. And once you close them, you have to fulfill for the service. And if you're just starting out, you have no guide, no mentor, no one to actually hold your hand and do this with you. It's going to be lots of trial and error. You're probably going to be bad at getting appointments. Once you do finally get an appointment, it's going to be hard to close the appointments, the calls, because you're not that developed in skills in sales. And then from there, once you do finally get someone to pay you, you actually have to do the service. You actually have to fulfill on what you promised them. And if you don't, then typically you have to refund the client. So you're back to zero. All right, so that's the tricky part of starting a business. Okay, but today, again, going back to the topic of the video, how I was able to essentially outsource myself and make this much money by only working 2 hours per week or per day is because I have a bunch of people taking care of each department. Now, I don't have only one person for each department. I have a very big team. Well, big team. We're like 8 in the company. So fulfillment, I have about, I think, 3 people. So I have a couple of coaches, onboarding specialists, media buyers, closers. Right now we're at 3 closers. And then here I have a couple of people. I have my head appointment setter, and then we have appointment setters, and also someone to run the ads for our company. All right, so someone is generating a bunch of appointments, someone's closing the deals for me, and then once the deals are closed, someone is doing the service for them, and they're fulfilling on what we sold them. And then I collect the payment. So let's say I sell a 3 grand product, so collect 3K. I collect this in my Stripe. Okay, this goes to me right away. From there, I have to pay out the team. And my margins operating like this is 50%. So that means 1.5 goes to the company. I don't like to say to me because it goes to the company. It doesn't go to me because I reinvest into the company, into people, into ads and stuff like that. So 1.5 to my company. And the other 1.5 goes to the team. And yeah, as simple as that. That is how I make $3,000 per day by only working 2 hours. I did not break down exactly how we do it, what's the service and everything. I run both an agency and a coaching business. If you're interested, I have a video that I posted not too long ago. I'll put a link in the description because I forgot the title, but I break down the exact service. It's like one of my recent videos. The exact service, the offer that we run to be able to make this much money. Okay, so if you're actually more so interested in how we make this happen, like what is the service that we sell and what does this process look like, watch that video and then watch this video again. And now you're going to understand 2 and 2. So you'll be like, okay, I have the business model. I know what I have to sell. I know how to structure the company. Now, how do I slowly remove myself from the process? And this, again, guys, will take over a year to do. Probably even more. Maybe like a year and a half, more or less. Okay, but trust me, it is worth it. Once you put in the hours and you work every single hour of the day, you will eventually reach a point where your team's calendar is packed. Everyone's getting paid handsomely. Everyone's happy. You're giving people opportunities. You're helping your clients. You're helping the people you work with. You get paid. You make money and you're not busy. You can sit in your room and make YouTube videos all day and just talk with random people. All right. So I hope this was useful. As usual, if you have any questions, you can send me a message on Instagram. Otherwise, we do have a mentorship program where I will basically pair you up with one of my coaches, and all of my coaches are previous students of mine. So people that now have, well, people that had this agency, I help them scale it. Some of them still have it. Some of them, they work full-time with me now. And these people will basically hold your hand and they'll work with you until you start making money. That's how we operate. Otherwise, go through my videos. Hopefully they can help you. But yeah, that's basically how I outsource myself. So 3 departments, you hire key players for each department, and then those key players will start building out the departments. Of course, you will help them. And then over time, you'll reach a point where everything's running on its own. And all you have to do is take a couple of calls with your head of each department and just make sure each department is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, best of luck with everything. Let's make some money and peace.